Tonight's event is called For Ladies Who Lead, and yes, there are women across the state of North Carolina that are lady leaders, but we're talking about specifically the women and individuals that are serving on our leadership teams in North Carolina. We have 4 leadership teams designed in North Carolina, and tonight we're recognizing the 2 that have been instrumental in the last few years, the Triad and the Triangle regions. These individuals meet monthly, weekly, sometimes even daily, preparing for our programs to launch each summer. There are 5 subcommittees. These individuals work together to secure funding, to secure mentors for our girls, to ensure that our programs are growing and enhancing in the areas that are most needed, and overall to ensure sustainability for our programs. We would not be able to do this important work without these leadership teams at the ground level in each of the regions we serve. So tonight, we're recognizing the Triad and the Triangle leadership teams for the substantial impact and sacrifices they're making to ensure their program and their community is successful.
Powerful, innovator, distinguished, fighter, fearless, influential, fabulous,
sincere,
unique, dedicated,
independent,
mentor,
optimistic,
strong-minded,
spontaneous,
humble, enthusiastic, inspiring,
determined.
Queen's Foundation has instilled morals in me.
Every one of my actions can either limit or excel my brand.
I've learned to value the relationships that I have with people who believe in my dreams.
I've gained a never-ending hunger and thirst for success.
I've learned a new meaning of beauty.
I've gained tools for success that I will use throughout the rest of my life.
I've learned to always take the initiative in life.
I've learned to be accountable for my actions.
The Queen's Foundation has taught me to become more involved in my community.
To strive for a better future.
The Queen's Foundation has taught me to be a trendsetter and a leader in my community.
The Queen's Foundation has taught me networking skills.
The ability to believe in myself.
I've gained confidence in myself and my abilities.
I've learned to empower others.
The Queen's Foundation has taught me to be a more effective leader.
I have learned to be bold with my life.
I've become an independent young lady.
The Queen's Foundation has given me a competitive edge in my preparations for college.
From the Queen's Foundation, I've learned to be a marketable leader.
Ronda Holloway, where do I begin? This woman not only is a major stakeholder to the Queen's Foundation, she is, I would have to say, in some ways, the heart of the Queen's Foundation. I remember meeting Ronda Holloway while I was still the current Miss North Carolina USA. I was speaking at a conference, a women's executive conference, and she came up to me right afterwards and she said, "You need to meet the president of Ward Black Law. We need to connect." And immediately, just her energy and light, there was some light about her, we immediately connected. We were launching at the time, getting ready to launch our first ever internship program for high school girls. And she was one of the first people that I picked up the phone and called and said, "Would you consider being an investor in this program? It's brand new. No, I don't have any results to speak of. Would you be willing to take a chance on this?" She said, "Well, come to my office. Let's sit down." We sat down. I told her about the program and what we wanted to do, and I said, "You know, would you all be willing to sponsor a girl?" She said, "We'll take 2. We'll take 2. Oh yeah, we've got things for these girls to do." They sponsored both of those girls that year. Now, both of them are doing exceedingly well. Actually, one got a full ride to an all-girls school in South Carolina. And ever since that moment, we became connected. Ronda has made a huge impact on my life. She's challenged me to be a better leader, to think about process improvement. She's an engineer mind. She thinks about everything in terms of processes and has really helped and guided me in that way. But she helped the Queens Foundation build a map, build credibility in the triad market. And from there, we've grown tremendously. There's something else I wanted to share about Ronda. In that first meeting, I said to her, I said, the Queens Foundation, we need some office space. We really need to have a location. And I said, do you know of any affordable office spaces in the area? And she said, well, we have office space at the law firm. Let me talk to Janet Ward. I'm sure we can. And we've been there for now 3 years. The first year they said, let's just try it out. Don't pay us anything. We just want to see how things go. And then that initial year ended and we got enough funding where we were able to start paying rent. And I reached out to Ronda and I said, Ronda, we'd like to set up an agreement so we can start paying rent. She said, we don't want that. We want you to invest that money. And Ronda, Janet Ward Black, the Ward Black Law family really were the catalyst to so many other organizations to support us. And so, yes, there are so many people that are a part of the Queens Foundation now. But the reason why we need to single out Ronda is because she has been a catalyst. She has inspired others to get on board. And we would not be where we are without her.
Ronda led a committee of women resulting in 50 mentorships for underserved high school girls in Guilford County and $100,000 of revenue since 2010.
As chair of the Regional Advisory Committee, Ms. Ronda develops and implements sustainable leadership models that are replicated across North Carolina for women volunteers in the following regions.
In addition to the Triangle, Northeastern North Carolina, and Charlotte-Mecklenburg, making her impact statewide.
3 words that describe her are
Powerhouse, a woman of virtue and success that uses her gifts as a vessel to make positive contributions to the world. Ms. Ronda does this every day.
Selfless. Ronda Holloway's dedication to the advancement of women, girls, and youth is demonstrated beyond the impact made to countless women and girls she has mentored.
Radiant. Ms. Ronda's personality is contagious. She is joyful, inspiring, and hilarious.
She brings energy, personality, and happiness with her and spreads it to others.
One of the most important things that have come out of being a leader, even one of the things that I feel most proud of being executive director of the Queens Foundation is coming up with a strategy of how we sustainably do our work across the state. And that's through leadership teams. Women, individuals, locally in every market we serve that come together, create almost like a local board that secures funding, mentors, and the things that we need locally to be successful. Ronda was on the initial board. It was 4 of us in 2011. Now our teams are over 20 deep. And in that initial board, she saw where we needed improvement. She saw where we needed to write things on paper and create formal trainings and do things so that they could then be replicated. We are now at the phase of being able to replicate what we do in the Triad in every region we serve. And it was through her leadership and her challenging me as the leader to say, these are the things we need to do to be successful long-term, that we were able to do this important work statewide now. So even though Ronda, the work that she does, she's right there in the Triad, she has statewide reach. Her impact is and will impact girls that she will may not even ever meet, but because of her leadership, she's touching their lives too.
Thank you, Ms. Ronda.
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 Lahoe, Ms. Ronda.
Thank you, Ms. Ronda.
I am a queen.